Hi there, Aries. Welcome to your reading. This is Yetta Pearl, and this is your general angel reading for the week of December 13th through 19th of 2021. So it's a pretty special week. You know, every week is special, but, we're in the lead up to Christmas, and, the energy for you guys, it feels a little like stressed, and so I can hear you saying, well, of course I'm stressed. It is the lead up to Christmas. So your angels are saying it is a choice. They would like to see you, enjoying the lead up. So all the things that you decide to do, whether it's the baking or the cleaning or the having the parties or, buying gifts for everybody because you like to do that, whatever, there's more reward in that rather than only the moment of giving it or only the moment of eating the cookies, or there is a lot of beauty and joy and happiness to be savored in the making of those things, in the creating of those things. And so they want you to recognize that as soon as it is not joyful, as soon as you're not having fun creating those things, that's a clue for you. That means you've decided to do too much, or maybe the timing of it could be different, or things like that, right? Or perhaps there are people who can help you with that. As soon as it's not fun, you shouldn't be doing it anymore. Okay, all right. So let's see what this week looks like in your cards. Okay, so there will be occasion for you to be assertive, not aggressive, not mean, not nasty, but not a doormat. This is you simply standing your ground, refusing to be pushed over, but also not pushing. You're saying what you believe. You're acting what you believe, what's true for you. And, no need to argue about that. Some people will think, because they're not really used to you doing that, right? A lot of times you will just kind of back down and say, oh, okay, well, whatever. This one is more important to you, and it's more important for your future, for yourself, because you're growing into that, because you're understanding that you are just as important as everybody else, and that your thoughts and feelings and beliefs and behaviors are just as important as anyone else's. And so it becomes that the moment comes when it's just as important for you to stand there and say, okay, but that's not what I believe, but I don't care what you believe, right? And instead of you saying, oh, all right, well, that's fine then, or whatever it is you normally believe or do. It's time to speak when you have a different belief or a different path than the person you're talking to. This is you being assertive, especially when they try to run right over you. They're not used to you having boundaries and expressing them, but it's really time for you to do that. Sometimes you do have boundaries, and with those people, they're a little more used to you being like this, like assertive and certain of your own self. Assertive is what I meant to say, if that's not what I said. And so for some people are used to it, some are not. And so you're getting further to the point where you are always like this, and that is beautiful. Okay, all right. Mother Mary is helping you with that assertiveness, but also with other aspects of your life. She is, the ultimate nurturing mother. And she just kind of wraps us up and cocoons us and helps us feel comforted and safe. And she helps us, she's encouraging, right? Helping us get our stuff done and do it well and do it till completion. And so she is always helping you. So you go ahead and ask her for all the help that you could possibly need, and that will make things go much smoother. Okay. All right. Everything is okay. It's a very reassuring message, right? Everything is okay. There's nothing to stress over. There's no risk to you, really. When we were talking about the assertiveness, the risk is that somebody will argue with you. Nobody's going to die from that, right? Everything will still be okay. And in fact, it'll be better than okay, because you will be understanding how to do this in a non-confrontational way. And other people will get used to you being like that instead of being a doormat, which you have been on occasion. Okay? And your angels want you to get in the habit of that. And they want you to know that everything is okay while you do that, while you transition to that, to having the boundaries and enforcing them. It's no good having boundaries if you're only going to pay attention to them every once in a while. Once you have them and you put them in place, now it's like you have them all the time. And every time somebody pushes on your boundaries, you say, no, that is not okay. This is what I will tolerate, not that. Right? And so everything is okay. You are safe while you do that. Mother Mary is with you and protecting you and encouraging you. And so are the rest of your angels. All you must do is ask. And this is your best foot forward. Okay. Having gratitude for everything that's in your life is just cannot be overstated, So it feels like you've fallen into a habit maybe of kind of going like, oh yeah, I have that, but it's old and it's broken and it's not worth anything. There's no value in that. No, there is a lot of value in that. It's yours. You created it. You brought it to you. You find a use for it. It is valuable. And so the more you say, oh, it's awful, the less good it will be. The more you say to yourself as well as to others that, oh, I love this thing. I've had it for quite a while and it's been very useful to me. Or even if you haven't had it for quite a while, I've sure enjoyed having it. And it's been a great blessing in my life. As well as, looking around at the things that are in nature that are just so beautiful and appreciating them, those things, and the fresh air and the ability to go for a walk and, the way your socks fit on your feet and, all that stuff, every tiny little nuance that you can possibly expand it, you balloon it, right? It was this little thing, and when you put your attention on it and you go, I just love that, that becomes this big, beautiful thing that is appreciated. And then everything in your life that is becomes bigger, which is appreciated. Yes, and that's how you bring more of it to you. Okay. Okay, and so using that as a daily practice, there's this amazing technique, I guess, that's people tend to call it a gratitude journal or a gratitude list or something like that. Do have a little book or several, in different places in your home and in your purse and in your car and, by your computer or whatever you're doing. And every time you think of something that you are grateful for, that you do appreciate, write it down. And it doesn't have to be book form or anything. It can just be, just jot it down so that when you're feeling that, you're really acknowledging it. And if possible, speak that gratitude out loud as you're writing it down, or after you write it down, or before you write it down. And that just makes it so sparkly and so poofy, you know, and it makes it bigger and it makes it more. And that is what brings everything more to you, right? That the acknowledgement, the notice, what you're noticing becomes more. What you put your focus on comes to you easier. And so use that as a daily practice in order to keep your life going and keep it expanding. All right. Now, your angels want you to connect with nature. We touched on that a minute ago, with appreciating the nature and the fresh air and the sunshine and the birds and going outside and getting grounded. If you're in a climate where you can go barefoot, then do. And just really notice what's going on at it and loving that nature and feeling the connection to it. And, perhaps you can hear like my energy just kind of went higher just thinking about it. They're giving me the sensation of being out there, connecting with nature and just refilling, that fills you up so beautifully and helps you thrive. It's awesome. Okay, so now we have the daily guidance cards, and we'll get one last card. Perfect timing. Okay, it is perfect timing for everything we've talked about, as well as for some of you, this is not for everybody. Take what resonates, leave the rest. There's some new thing that's going on that you're kind of uncertain about, that you're not sure if now's a good time or if you should wait. It is mid-December. We tend to want to wait on a new thing, right? Lots going on right now. Maybe to do with that, it's not fun anymore because it's too busy thing. But it's perfect timing right now. Yes, it is. Okay. Don't allow yourself to be stressed. Okay, some of you are saying like, oh, come on. It's this time of year. Of course I'm going to be stressed. You can drop some things. If it's tradition and we've always done it this way and whatever else, well, whoever is upset by the lack of that following through of tradition, maybe they ought to pitch in and help then, right? Like, let's get real here. You are one person. And if everything gets so stressful that it is too much for you to manage, maybe you've got more on your plate this year than last year. Maybe your resilience is a little lower this year than last year. Or, whatever the case may be. If you can't handle it all, there's no shame in that. Just say, nope, not this year. If you want that done, maybe you'll have to take that on, right? See what happens, right? Or even consulting, with the people who are affected by this and say, okay, let's all pitch in together and do this, right? Make it a fun, family event rather than you working your butt off until midnight every night between now and Christmas. There's no fun in that. There's no good feeling in that. Anyway, okay, perfect timing. All right, Aries, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you very much. And I love you. And I will see you next week.